Welcome to CITAM Church Online. My name is Richard Oketch. We are going to be continuing with our topic on design. Now, earlier we had spoken about design. We had tackled 3 different topics. That is what drives you. We had talked about experience, and we had also touched on spirituality. Now, in continuing with that topic, we are going to tackle 3 more things today that will complete the acronym design. The first one is impact, the second is genius, and the last one is nature. For those of you who may not have watched the previous video, we'd encourage you to watch it, but if you're just catching up with us, we were basing this on Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3, where it requires us to commit our plans to the Lord, and He's going to guide us through all the things that we need to do. For this topic on impact, you basically need to identify what specific area in life are you passionate about and what do you want to see and make a change and a difference in. For those of you who are interested in politics or in the financial industry, or be it business or even in religious matters, you can identify specific areas that you would like to make an impact in. It might be a small thing, it might be a very grand gesture, but as long as you have identified a specific thing or specific things, as long as it's manageable, you don't need to identify a lot of things that will end up overwhelming you. Just identify specific things that you can do and tackle in that area that you're interested in, and you will be able to start making an impact. So you identify the place that you want to make an impact or the specific area and start. Whether you are going to have to talk to someone or apply for a certain job because that is the area you want to work on, or you are going to volunteer in a specific place, just make sure that you have identified somewhere that you would like to make an impact and in a specific field or area. The next thing is genius. Genius is basically what you have that you can use to bring about impact. Genius is the qualities that you have, the skills that you have gathered over your life, and even your talents or your giftings, the things that people tell you you're good at. You need to identify that. What is it that you can do repeatedly without anyone questioning how skilled you are? What is it that you are most probably working on as a skill that, sometimes people tell you, okay, you can improve on this area, you can work better at this specific thing, but there's that one thing that you have, that gift, that talent that you have. What is it that you can do, especially with regards to the area that you have identified you'd like to make an impact? If it is in service at church, you cannot serve the whole church. There are very many different aspects of the church that you can specifically serve, and there are things that you are actually suited for through your gifts, through your talents, through the different skills that you have that you will make a better impact on. So for genius, you need to identify what it is that you're skilled at and pursue it. Start from wherever you are. If you've already started, continue. You know the 10,000 hour principle, that you have to work at your craft, work at the things you're skilled at for at least 10,000 hours for you to master it. So you can imagine how much longer you have to go. You can do your own self-analysis and decide how much longer you have to go. And even past the 10,000 hours, as you have mastered your skill, work now towards becoming the best that there is in that specific field. The last thing is your nature. In the acronym of design, the last thing we'll talk about is nature. Nature is basically your personality. For you to be able to work effectively, you have to understand your personality. You have to understand the things that make you happy. You have to understand the emotional intelligence that you possess. You also have to understand how you relate with people, be it in a social setting, and how you relate with yourself in a closed setting. The basic elements of people understanding their personality is whether they're introverted or extroverted. You can carry out different tests and know whether you're a phlegmatic, choleric, melancholic, or a sanguine. And even in a deeper analysis like the Myers-Briggs test, you can check whether you are introverted, extroverted, intuitive, sensitive, judgmental, you're a feeler, you're a thinker. There are very many things that you can do towards understanding your own personality that will help you eventually to carry out your mandate on this earth. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We have been discussing design so that we help one another to understand what it is that we can do best in this life to actualize our God-given talents and responsibilities and abilities so that we grow not only for ourselves but also for the benefit of others. For it is important that we serve those who are around us given the gifts and the talents that we have. So just to recap that topic, we have been talking about design. The first one was drive. That is what drives you, what excites you. The second one was experience. What experience have you accumulated over the years? The third one, S, is spirituality. You need to work on your salvation. You need to work on your spirituality so that you are able to be more effective given God-given discernment. And the next one was impact. You have to identify a specific area that you want to make an impact. And then there's genius. That is, what skill level do you have, how do you grow it, and how do you use it better? And lastly, your nature. What is it that drives you in terms of your personality? How do you understand yourself, and how do you work towards bettering yourself through your emotional intelligence, your own psychological well-being, and so on and so forth. So thank you very much. We hope it's going to be effective. Remember, you always have to note things down so that you're specific. Even in your prayer, you're specific. You tell God, this area is what I'd like to make a difference in. This is how I'd like to go about it. These are the things you have given me in terms of gifts and abilities, and I'd like to make sure that I work towards making the world a better place for not only yourself, but for the people around you, even as you serve others. Thank you so much for joining us. You can continue watching more of our content on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram, CITAM Church Online, even on Facebook and on Twitter as well. See you next time.